So tonight is, like many nights at the Peace Museum, we have events. This one is an evening event, and it's about Vietnam, and it's about veterans who've gone to Vietnam in the last few years for humanitarian purposes, for their own purposes. And this event is sponsored in part with the University of Dayton Human Rights Center. So we have a nice crowd tonight listening and getting the opportunity to ask questions about the programs these vets have gone on in Vietnam. So tonight's event is centered on peace and reconciliation, and instead of a lot of Vietnam veterans, programs are centered around healing and focusing on the events that happened in Vietnam. This is that too, but it's also focusing on what a lot of Vietnam vets have decided to do, which is to go back to Vietnam, to meet with adversaries from that era, to help, to provide resources, to provide volunteer time, to help people in Vietnam to recognize that there's a lot of things that were left from Vietnam, like Agent Orange, UXO, which is unexploded ordnance, landmines, and those sort of things. So those are problems that still exist in Vietnam today. And there's a lot of veterans now who feel like they have something to offer, and they have taken these trips for themselves, but also for an opportunity to give back and to lend peace and healing to the country, and at one time they were actually fighting against. Tonight is mostly people who are either veterans or connected with with peace organizations in and around the Miami Valley. And there's a few teachers. There's one who was here tonight who was on a Fulbright this past year in Vietnam doing work. She's bringing that information and those resources back to Dayton to her classes. They are involved with listening to Vietnam veterans talk about the stories from that year and capturing those stories on video and audio. And that's a project at Stivers School, for example. And there's also some folks here from the University of Dayton and Wright State that they have their own Veterans Voices projects. Dayton Human Rights Center is involved. So tonight is an event that sort of focuses on all those things together. We just try to have a lot of these events, and we try to be a space to make peace, try to be neutral territory, we try to be Switzerland, we try to provide an opportunity for different groups of people maybe who don't think the same way to come together in a peaceful setting to try to work things out and to affect positive change.